You ever stand at the edge of silence and feel its raw power coursing through your veins? That moment when the world strips away its masks, and you're left standing there, barefaced and burning with truth. They say loneliness is a wound, but they're wrong. Loneliness is the forge where warriors are born. In this world of plastic smiles and paper-thin promises, they'll tell you that you need their noise to feel alive. They'll whisper that emptiness is your enemy, that solitude is a prison you need to escape. But let me tell you something that'll shake your soul awake. The greatest lie they ever sold you was that you need their hollow hearts to feel complete. Look around you, at all these people drowning in each other's presence. They're like moths circling dead lights, thinking artificial warmth is better than facing their own inner fire. They collect friends like trading cards, relationships like tokens, building walls of faces to hide from their own reflection. But what happens when those walls crumble? What happens when the music stops and the laughter fades, and all those borrowed pieces of identity scatter like ashes in the wind? You're left with yourself, the one person you've been running from all along. See, that's where real power begins to bloom. In that space between heartbeats where you finally hear your own voice. Those moments when you realize that standing alone doesn't mean standing broken. It means standing unbound, unchained, unlimited by their expectations, and untainted by their fears. They call you cold because your flame burns too bright for their dim eyes to bear. They label you distant because you've learned to orbit your own sun instead of circling their dying stars. But here's the truth they're too afraid to face. Your solitude is not a weakness. It's your superpower. It's the crucible where you burn away everything that isn't truly you. Every night spent wrestling with your own thoughts. Every battle fought in the arena of your mind. These are not your defeats. They're your victories in the making. While they're out there wearing masks so thick they've forgotten their own faces. You're here, carving your identity out of raw silence. Building yourself piece by powerful piece, with no one's approval but your own. They don't understand that loneliness is not the absence of connection. It's the presence of something far more potent, self-discovery. In this wasteland of shallow connections and disposable relationships, you're mining gold from the depths of your own spirit. Let them call you antisocial. Let them whisper that you're lost. They can't comprehend that you're not lost at all. You're finding yourself. Every moment of solitude is another brick in the foundation of your empire. Every silent battle is another step toward becoming unstoppable. You see, while they're desperately trying to fill their emptiness with other people's presence, you're learning the most valuable lesson of all. The only presence you need is your own. The only validation required is the thunder of your own heartbeat. This journey isn't about becoming hard or cold. It's about becoming real in a world of counterfeits. It's about standing in your truth while others dance with shadows. Remember this. The lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. And you, warrior of solitude, you're becoming something they can't even comprehend. A force that doesn't need their approval to exist. A power that doesn't require their understanding to grow. This is just the beginning of your metamorphosis. The start of a journey that will transform you from what they wanted you to be, into what you were always meant to become. So stand tall in your solitude. Let it wrap around you like armor. Let it forge you like steel in the flames of self-discovery. Because when you emerge from this chrysalis of isolation, you won't just be strong, you'll be unstoppable. You won't just be complete, you'll be transcendent. And those who once called you broken will stand in awe of the warrior you've become. Not through their help, but through the very solitude they feared. You think transformation is about changing who you are, but it's really about becoming who you've always been beneath their expectations. Every day you spend in solitude is another layer of pretense burning away. Another mask crumbling to reveal the raw power underneath. They don't tell you this, but strength isn't found in numbers. It's found in the depths of your own soul, in those moments when the world goes quiet, and all you can hear is the truth beating in your chest like a war drum. See, they're afraid of silence because silence speaks truths they're not ready to hear. But you're different. You've learned to dance with your demons instead of running from them, to embrace the darkness until it becomes your light, while they're out there collecting empty connections like broken mirrors. You're forging something unbreakable within yourself, something that doesn't shatter when the world turns its back. They call it isolation, but you know better. This is incubation, the sacred space where warriors are born, where diamonds are formed under the pressure of solitude. Every second spent alone is another thread in the tapestry of your power, another brick in the fortress of your spirit. Think about a wolf in the dead of winter. It doesn't cry for company when the snow falls. It doesn't beg for warmth from false friends. It embraces the cold until the cold becomes its strength. That's what you're becoming, a force of nature, something that doesn't need external validation to exist, something that draws power from the very solitude that weakens others. Let them stay trapped in their web of shallow connections. Let them keep drowning in the ocean of empty words and hollow promises. You're learning to breathe underwater, to find sustenance in the very depths that suffocate them. This journey isn't about becoming invulnerable. It's about understanding that your wounds are windows to your power. Every scar is a story of survival. Every moment of loneliness is a testament to your strength. They say no man is an island, but they never tell you that islands are forged in fire, rising from the depths through violent transformation, standing unmoved while storms rage around them. That's your path now, the path of the phoenix, rising not from the ashes of defeat, but from the ashes of everything you were told you had to be. The truth is, they fear your solitude because it mirrors their emptiness. Your strength in standing alone reflects their weakness in needing crowds. Your silence speaks louder than their desperate chatter, because while they're searching for pieces of themselves in others, you're building yourself whole, complete, unbreakable. This is the alchemy of solitude, turning loneliness into power, isolation into strength, silence into wisdom. Let them call you different. Let them label you strange. Lions don't concern themselves with the bleating of sheep. Eagles don't explain why they prefer heights to hollow grounds. You're not walking away from connection. You're walking towards something far more powerful, self-realization. In the quiet moments, when doubt tries to creep in, remember this. Diamonds aren't formed in crowds. They're formed in darkness, under pressure, alone. That's what you're becoming. A diamond in a world of glass. Something that can't be shattered by their judgments. Can't be dimmed by their fear of standing apart. This solitude is your laboratory, where you experiment with the boundaries of your potential, where you discover just how far your spirit can soar, when it's not weighed down by their expectations. So stand firm in your chosen solitude. Let it mold you, shape you, transform you. Because while they're busy trying to fit in, you're busy becoming something that can never be contained. When the world finally sees what you become, they'll try to rewrite the story of your transformation. They'll claim they were there all along, watching you rise. But you'll know the truth. You built this empire in solitude. Every brick laid in silence. Every victory won alone. That's the beauty of walking your own path. No one can take credit for the warrior you become. No one can claim a piece of the power you built. See, while they were busy building bridges to nowhere, you were constructing something far more valuable, an unshakable core. A foundation so deep that no storm can touch its roots. They don't understand that true strength isn't about having an army at your back. It's about standing so firmly in your truth that you become your own army, your own empire, your own universe. In the depths of your solitude, you've discovered something they'll never know. The quiet ecstasy of being complete within yourself. The raw power of standing unflinching in your own presence. They search for salvation in the chaos of crowds, but you found it in the eye of the storm, in perfect solitude. This is what they don't teach you about transformation. It's not about becoming something different. It's about burning away everything that isn't truly you, until all that's left is pure, uncut truth. Raw, powerful, undiluted essence of who you were meant to be. Let them keep their shallow connections. They're paper-thin promises and cardboard commitments. You're crafting something different, something real. A power that doesn't flicker when the lights go out. A strength that doesn't fade when the crowd disappears. This is your metamorphosis, not from weakness to strength, but from borrowed power to authentic force. From their version of you to your truest self. Watch how they react when they see what solitude has forged in you. How their eyes widen at the sight of someone who doesn't need their approval to shine. Someone who draws power from the very solitude they fear. This is what victory looks like. Not in their terms, but in yours. Not through their validation, but through your own recognition. You've learned the secret they'll never understand. That the most powerful person in any room is the one who's comfortable walking out alone. The one who doesn't need to borrow light from others because they've learned to shine from within. So stand tall in your solitude, warrior. Let your transformation be a testament to the power of standing alone. Let your strength be a beacon for others trapped in the prison of false connections. Show them what it means to be complete within yourself. To be unbreakable not because you're hard, but because you're real in a world of illusions. This is your moment of transcendence, where everything they called a weakness becomes your greatest power. Where solitude transforms from a curse into a crown. Wear it proudly, wear it boldly. Let them see what rises from the ashes of false connections. A phoenix who doesn't need a flock to fly. A warrior who doesn't need an army to conquer. A force that doesn't need validation to exist. Because in the end, the greatest victory isn't in proving them wrong. It's in proving yourself right. In showing the world that the most powerful connection is the one you forge with yourself. This is your truth, your power, your legacy, built in solitude, forged in silence. Unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable. This is what it means to be truly alive. Not in their shadows, but in your own light. Not in their story, but in your own truth. This is your masterpiece, painted in the colors of solitude, a testament to the power of standing alone, and rising, ever rising, until you become the very force they said you couldn't be without them. The proof that being alone isn't just better than being surrounded by empty souls. It's the only way to become completely, unshakably, magnificently whole.